So what lessons might Xi be learning from Russia's invasion of Ukraine, of course, especially when it comes to Taiwan?
Well, just like Russia wanted to have a quick, decisive victory in Kiev. Most China military strategists see kind of an overwhelming, shock and awe campaign in the first few hours of an invasion of Taiwan. So, they foresee basically overwhelming the island initially. And, what's been happening and what we've seen in Russia is that, taking out air defenses and things like that are very difficult to do right off the bat. So the fact that Russia's forces have already struggled in Ukraine, that's one key takeaway for the Chinese of whether they can actually accomplish a swift, overwhelming military victory in the first few hours of the campaign. Then there's also the economic side. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, we see Beijing backtracking from what that friendship without limits. I just wonder what that really means, which was announced, at the Winter Olympics. Are they having second thoughts? I mean, China mentioned they had worries about the Indo-Pacific NATO. What are the similarities and what are the differences?
I mean, the fact that they use that phrase is kind of worrying in general, given it was a similar justification Putin used to go into Ukraine. But of course, it's very different in any, all the alliances that the U.S. has in the region, Japan, South Korea, Australia, the Philippines, these mutual defense treaties have been in place for years. All the new arrangements that the U.S. has, AUKUS, the Quad, which were cited by China yesterday, none of these contain the same obligations, that Article 5 obligation that NATO has, which is a common defense. So in that sense, they're very different. But what China does see is kind of the U.S. encircling China and kind of pressuring it on various fronts.
Dan, how likely is China to take action anytime soon?
Well, certainly not anytime soon. Xi Jinping has emphasized stability above all things this year. So in a lot of ways, they're probably really not happy about what's going on in Russia because it's destabilizing global markets, which gives them a lot of domestic headaches. As you know, Xi is trying to secure a third term, precedent-breaking third term at a party Congress later this year. So traditionally in the run-up to them, they don't want any problems at all. They just want everything to go smoothly. And certainly an attack on Taiwan would be very contrary to anything that's what the Chinese normally do in these situations. So there's no sign of a military buildup or any sign of imminent action against Taiwan.